Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. The honors go out to the apostles, elders, great millstone, who rule and teach well. Shalom, Wabarakim to you brothers and sisters out there. Alright, this is the brother Malachi from the Great Millstone Nashville camp. And Lord willing that this lesson is edifying to the hopeful elect. Alright, for this lesson, I wanted to go into somebody that's entitled. Alright, which, you know, as I'm about to read this definition, it's going to be very apparent that the believers of the Lord, you know, the men of the Lord, the women who believe, you know, we ought not to be this way, you know, which we're not, right? Because when you actually believe in the Lord, you have a thing called fear of God. And that fear makes it to where you really don't walk around entitled, because you know who's really in charge and who runs the show. All right, but I got this up here, and it says, meaning of an entitled person. That's what I looked up on Google. It says an entitled person is someone who believes they inherently deserve privileges, special treatment, or unearned rewards. It says driven by an exaggerated sense of self-importance. They often expect the world to cater to their desires and can react with frustration or anger when held to the same standards as others. So they basically feel like they don't need to work for anything, and everything is owed to them. You know, which is going into pride. Going into pride, man. Which the Lord, that's one of the things the Lord hates, is a proud look. Alright, that's in Proverbs 6 chapter, I believe. So I got a couple scriptures up here from when I looked up pride that I'm going to grab, and, you know, we'll just go from there. You know, whatever the Spirit has in mind. Alright, so this is Sirach chapter 5 verse 3. It says, and say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. So the Lord is going to revenge your pride. You want to walk around entitled, you know, ungrateful for the things that the Lord, you know, like the Lord said about our people. They have received benefits and have not known me. You see? You people don't really know the Lord. You don't know Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Are you? Well, rather, you don't acknowledge Him. Look at all the great things that the Lord has done for us. There's a lot of things that the Lord has done that you don't even know about, man. A lot of things that the Lord has done that you don't even know about. You know, behind the scenes, you know, how many different situations the Lord has protected and saved you from. Okay? I don't know. You know? But we just gotta appreciate and praise the Lord every day. You know, don't walk around and just act like you're hot shit, because you're not. All right, like the Lord said, why is earth and ashes proud? What are you proud for, man? Ain't nothing to be proud about. Look where we're at. Look what you're wearing. Look where you live. Now, it's not to, you know, downplay what we wear and where we live, right? Because we're grateful for these things, but I'm saying we're supposed to be princes of the power, right? We're supposed to, this whole earth is supposed to be ours, you know, starting with Yahushua. So what happened? Well, we fell away, right? We fell away from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We started worshiping idols. We started fulfilling the lust of our flesh, going after the ways of our own belly. And that's what got us caught up in this situation. Basically, you know, entitlement plays a role in that as well. Thinking that you know, I don't need to serve the Lord. You know, I don't want to do that. I want to do this. This is more pleasing to me. This is more comfortable to me. It's not about you, though. And that's one of the main things that the apostles and elders stress when you come into this truth. It don't revolve around you, and it's not about you. The Lord can carry on this ministry with or without us. You know, He don't need us, you know, as an individual, like you're just some top prophet. Oh my God, I just need I'll just use my name because I don't want to use my brother's name. Oh my God, I just need Malachi on Saturday so bad, to teach on the front lines. I need him so bad because he knows this one precept that sounds retarded. That literally sounds retarded. The Lord don't need you. All right, as far as I'm concerned, I'm just a sack of flesh, and the only reason why I'm out doing any of the work of the Lord is simply because the Lord has placed His Spirit within me to do that. Because if it wasn't so, then I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be making this lesson right now. And at any given moment, Yahweh forbid, but any given moment, the Lord could strip that from me. And He don't even need it. I don't even need to do nothing. Like I could be doing my videos and everything. The Lord could say, yeah, well, you're not chosen, and just take the Spirit from you. So how are you to feel entitled? How are you to feel like you just deserve everything to be handed to you? And then not to mention too, the Lord mentioned how, salvation isn't going to come through by works. Now, we know faith without works is dead. All right, we know we need works, like it says in 2nd Ezra, I believe the 9th chapter. Then shall they be saved. Let me get it. Works and faith. 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So you need both. Right? You need to have faith, and you need to have actions backing up that showing that you have faith. So you need actions to show forth your faith, and you need faith to have with your actions. What's the point in doing videos and going out to camp and all that, and you don't actually believe? You're wasting your time. That doesn't even make sense. You got guys that they'll come into this thing and they'll they'll have alternative motives. They're not really here genuinely. They're not trying to feed the sheep, right? They're, as the scripts call them, wolves in sheep's clothing. They're disguising themselves to appear as part of the flock. But really, they're here for money. They're here for women. They're here just for power. They're here. Some guys are here just because they're losers, and they just want to, have some sort of status and clout. Some people exploit, the ministry for views, for notoriety. It's all a bunch of fucking horse shit. Okay? What is that? What is that about? If you want all these different things, go do something else, man. Go make music, or go play sports, or go be a painter, or go be a master chef or something. Go do that shit somewhere else. Go do that shit somewhere else. The ministry ain't for that. All right, why do you think Yahweh Shai went into the temple, and when he seen them making all these transactions and shit, he got pissed off and flipped the table? You turned my father's house into a house of merchandise. Jake talking about buy my merch. Bro, how about you do the work and humble the fuck down? Because that ties into that entitlement spirit too. You're proud. Trying to make it all about you. The ministry does not revolve around you. All right, and if you're truly in this ministry, you're a part of the body. And you being part of the body doesn't mean that you're top echelon. It don't mean you're the brain or the lungs. You can be a fucking pinky toenail, man. And that's not a bad thing. People get upset about things like that, and that just shows you're carnal and you're here for the wrong reasons, and you're really a hoe. I want to be the head. I want to be the second, third. I want to be an apostle. I want to be an elder. Why are you here? I don't give a fuck where I'm at on the spectrum. I just want to be on the spectrum. The goal is to receive the penny. The goal is to get saved and have a place in the kingdom of heaven. I don't care, how that comes about. Realistically, Jake just don't want to fucking perish, be judged. I want all my sins to be forgiven, which is why I'm trying to seek the Lord, to make amends the best I can, even though I know I can never, it's not like, oh, well, he did this many videos total so far, so we're going to forgive his sins. No, it's not, once again, it's not about the works. You need works, but it's not, you're not going to get to the kingdom faster, and it's not guaranteed just because you do a bunch of videos. Because if anything, what's more important than a giant workload is being consistent. Being consistent, keeping that flame going, man. That's what matters. Because if you're gonna drop 10 videos and then the next week you do 2, then what was the point? Right? So instead of doing 10 and then doing 2, why don't you just do 3, 4, 5, right? If you can do whatever your portion is, that's another thing. You can't look to the man on your left and the man on your right. And I mean, you can, obviously, you take things from brothers, right? Like, we grow and we look at things, oh, I love what that brother does, and I need to do this and I need to do that. But you're still your own individual person with your own lot. Everybody's story is completely different. Our mission is the same, but everybody's origin story and even future story, because we're all going to have different stories to tell when Jacob's trouble hits. It's not like we're all going to be together all the time, sitting in the same room. And bro, there's going to be a lot of different things going on. You need to focus on yourself and on your salvation and your lot, your portion. That's what's important. That's what matters. All right, but I'm going to give verse 8. 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 8. It says, shall be preserved from the said peril, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay, from the beginning. So that shows right there predestination, right? So this isn't a thing of once again works, right? This isn't a thing of entitlement. This is, if the Lord chose you, then great. If not, then obviously that sucks, for anybody, for any of us. But that's the thing, man. Don't get so caught up in predestination where you're thinking, oh, well, if I'm not part of the elect, why are we thinking about that? Why don't we have positive thoughts? Why don't we believe? That's why we're called the hopeful elect, right? Because we hope that we're part of the elect. My bad. It was it said an accident. That wasn't no accident. I don't know what the. Oh, maybe it's up ahead still. Oh yeah, probably so. Yeah, interstate's bugged out this morning, but it's Friday, so who really cares? Even if it was Monday, who gives a fuck, man? All this shit's about to get washed away anyways. It's only a matter of time. You gonna let me in, buddy? Maybe. Maybe not. There's a cop up ahead. Okay, thank you. We gotta get over. That's probably where the accident's at. My bad. There's just a lot going on right now on the interstate. But, anyways, yeah. Let's be positive, right? And let's think about the fact that, well, the Lord, the Lord could have chose us, right? We were called because we're here. We're doing the work. We're still doing the work, Oh, my Lord. Salaki, there's just so much going on right now. Just bear with me. But yeah, just be positive, man. That's one thing that I want to start pushing myself, because like it says in Hebrews, which doesn't that really go into faith? Because it says Hebrews 11 and 6, it says without faith it's impossible to please him. You can't please the Most High unless you believe. And believing isn't just believing the prophecies, it's believing that the Lord's dealing with you, man. How the hell is he going to deal with a vessel that doesn't believe in him? Does that make any damn sense? You know what I'm saying? You got to believe, man. Like it says in Hebrews 11:1, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, now we're finally going. Yeah, that was the accident. So we're good now. Say when there's people trying to merge over from every side, you gotta lock in a bit. But yeah, man, so, you know, don't be proud. Who's the ultimate man of pride? Think about that too. Esau. Esau Edom. That's the face of pride. And look what it's going to get him. He's got a God complex. He thinks that the Lord can't stop his new world order. You know? But yet the Lord told us in Job 20 especially, when he's filling his belly, the Lord's going to rain judgment upon him. That iron, that steel bow is going to strike him through. Or iron bow. Let me go do that. And when you look at, you know, a lot of things Yahushua taught us, like in terms of conduct and the laws, it's basically not being an Edomite, right? Because you look at the way that Esau acts, that his people act, you know, like name a few, right? Proud, carnal-minded, all right, impatient, you know, not his brother's keeper. He said that himself. He said, am I my brother's keeper? So he said right there he ain't his brother's keeper. Right? When he was Cain in the reincarnation. So he fulfills the lust of his belly. But he's always seeking, you know, self-pleasure. He's bloodthirsty. You know, he doesn't act upon justice. He just murders. He loves murdering. He's a bloodthirsty maniac. He doesn't worship the Most High. Right? He worships himself. Realistically. Well, yeah, be the opposite of that. Just be happy that the Lord woke you up another day to serve him. Whether it's a good day or bad day. Is there really even such a thing as a good day or a bad day? Every day surely has some good and some bad in it. But if you just, you know, if you think more on the negative side and you know, you're not being optimistic, so to speak, you know, for the future, the things that are about to change, you know, the amazing things that Yahweh Shemel Shah is about to do for us, then you're going to feel like the bad is constantly overtaking the good. And I'm saying this is how I be feeling too. And I got to stop that. There's a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot of good things coming, man. Our suffering is coming to an end. We can't say that enough. All right, let me get that too real quick. And then I'm going to close out on this. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 21 and 22. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. So Esau's turn, you know, for him to drink of that cup is nigh at hand. He's not, once again, he's not going to fulfill his new world order. His kingdom isn't going to go for another 50 years. You know? We don't know when, you know, all hell is going to break loose. We don't know when Yahweh Shai is coming back, but we know it got to be soon, man. We don't believe there's 10 years. We don't believe there's 5 years. You know? Let's say worst case scenario there was 5 years, which, once again, how realistic is that? Especially they want everything established before 2030. So how the hell, and in the scriptures say that he got a rush. Revelations 12 and 12, his time is short. Romans 13:11, our salvation is nearer than when we believe. But let's say worst case scenario, 5 years. You can't wait 5 more years for eternal salvation, eternal life, eternal happiness, no more sorrow, crying, death, or pain. You know? That ain't shit. Easier said than done, but bro, there's nothing for us here. Nothing. So stop chasing it, man. Alright, so Lord, when that this lesson was edifying, before I close, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashemel Shai Bashem Rakakadash. I want to go out to the Apostle, Elder Great Millstone, Shalom.